shot, do this shot, one shot, last shot, do this shot, one shot, one shot.
All in my thing, all in my key profession. On the key possession, I'm OD aggressive when I run the route. See me flexing in the winner section. If they press, I'm bombing on them off the top. Slump a hater, leave them in the field, or I'm in the kitchen whipping up a dot. Took it from the bottom to the top. Certified Madden money shot. Toss a bullet, hit you in the chest, and send a burner across your face from out the slot. Please don't touch them, I bring heat and brush it. Have my hitter brush you, move you out the spot. Slump a hater, leave them in the field, or I'm in the kitchen whipping up a dot. Took it from the bottom to the top. Certified Madden money shot.
Need more help or just want to show your support? Then head over to my Patreon and join my team, where you can get exclusive content like ebooks and bonus plays, as well as early access to my vids and more. Link in the description below. Welcome back, Money Team. This is Mad Money Shots. Another college cheese. As always, in today's video, I got a gameplay with the most overpowered run play in the entire game. This is something that's making the rounds through College Football 25, but I'm going to show you guys a brand new adjustment that makes this play even better. But before I do, if you guys want to see more videos like this, please make sure to be a subscriber, hit the like button, let me know in the comment section. And if you guys need more help or more money plays, you can download any of my ebooks instantly simply by clicking links in the description or the top pinned comment. Now, the offensive play I'm going to show you guys today is only found in one playbook in the entire game, and that's the Iowa Hawkeyes. As the Iowa Hawkeyes have one of the better teams in the game, but they also have one of the worst offenses when it comes to things like quarterback and wide receivers at two of the top 3 receiver positions, just to get some speed out there on the field. But that's okay, because this is going to be a running based offense anyway. So if I really wanted to, I could always put tight ends at wide receiver for better blocking, but I'm not going to get that cheap today. Now, I started this game out on defense, and Iowa probably has the majority of its talent on the defensive side of the football, but I still couldn't stop this guy for most of the game, as I struggled to find a consistent defense against him, as he really wasn't doing anything too crazy aside from hitting with some end arounds and a lot of jet sweeps, as he passed the ball 90% of the time except for critical situations like 3rd and 2 or in the red zone where he turned into a runner. Damn it! Taking up the majority of the first quarter with his first drive. The offense I'm going to show you guys today is once again the gun tight slot open, which is the formation that I broke down in a previous video where I showed you guys a one-play touchdown against every single defense in the game from this play here, the PA read. But I'm not going to be spending a lot of time passing today, so if you guys want to see that video, I'll have links in the description as well as on screen at the end of this video. As I'm really only going to use 2 plays today, the RPO peak slant, which is something I'm going to keep in my audible plays as a good secondary call, but the main play is going to be the halfback direct snap, as this is one of the most overpowered running plays in the entire game. Now, this is not a formation or a play that I personally found. This is something that's getting around the community, and I just want to put my own personal twist on it, as the main goal is to get outside of this edge defender every single time, which you can do without any adjustments, but I still find the best way to make this play even more effective is by utilizing a series of motions. On the first play, if I want to get this edge, the best way to do that is to motion this tight and across, as he's going to be much more effective at sealing this edge, or at least helping to double team, although on the first play, the defensive player does get the shed, forcing me to run out of bounds. On the next play, I decided to pass, so I switched to that same PA replay that I talked about earlier, but this time I'm not going to make any adjustments, as both the A zig receiver and the Y tight end roaming across the field is going to be very good against both man and zone as we get across the 50 and almost get into field goal territory in the very next play. One of the best things about this run play is you can also flip with the right stick to run inside, kind of like an inside zone. So in the next play, when I see that he has no second level defenders with all the linebackers at the line of scrimmage, I flip the play with the right stick and make a completely different motion where I'm going to motion across either one of these receivers here, really, as I choose the outside receiver to basically turn this side into a bunch concept, which will once again give me a blocking advantage if I feel the need to stretch this to the sideline in this direction. But on the next play, I just take it up the middle and take what I could get to get close to 5. On the next play, I try to make that motion once again, but this time he follows it. So I'm not sure if he's in man coverage or if he just realizes that that's what I'm trying to do, even though I've only done this one time and it wasn't successful. So I motion the tight end back, as this is kind of the cat and mouse game that you have to play here, before motioning him again one more time as the time is ticking down, and for whatever reason this time he doesn't follow. So I don't know if he thinks I'm trying to set up a pass play or what, but on the very next play you can see that he should have followed, as the blocking sets up great and we're walking it in from about 40 yards out. Back on defense, we're still getting into like third and short situations, but he's converting them pretty much every single time, as he's getting a lot of big plays in the passing game, especially when it comes to catch and runs, as he goes right down the field on me once again, and much faster this time as he gets contested catch in the end zone. Back on offense, I switch over to my RPO play, the RPO peak slant, as this route here will get open against zone coverage while the slant will get open against man, and I can always hand the ball off as well. As I watch the flat receiver at the start of the play, and I should have ran out of bounds, as I make a series of unforced errors here when it comes to time management by not getting out of bounds when I have an obvious opportunity to, and ultimately having to burn a timeout, which ultimately cost me the real strength of this offense, which is the run plays, as we end the half with no points. At least we get ball to start the second half. On the first play, we flip the play with the right stick once again to run inside, but we're going to make this motion that we've been making this entire game to make him think that we're running to the outside. As we motion this tight end across, he makes a slight shift, and if I pause the play right here, you can see that he switched over to the defensive end to try to stop this play, meaning that he's not using a middle linebacker, and makes it that much easier to cut across.
He could go all the way, 95 yards.
And now I gotta get a stop on defense, and I'm getting closer as he's getting bailed out by a lot of catches in traffic before we almost get an interception on the very next play.
That was a close one.
And it seems like he's going right after my user at this point, as I'm just underneath on that throw before over pursuing on that throw over the middle, as I probably could have had 2 to 3 interceptions on this drive before he eventually gets down the field on me once again and punches it in on the ground. Back on offense, I'm making that fake motion every single play as it's forcing him to choose which way to go before the play starts.
It was at this moment that he knew he f***ed up.
As he's basically guessing and over pursuing every single time. So on the next play, when I make that exact same motion, he thinks I'm going inside, but once again, I'm going outside. And this time he decides to let me score so he can get the ball back with 1 minute and 30 seconds left, which means there's no way around it. We have to stop this guy on defense. He's still getting bailed out with tightly contested catches. And my flat defenders have no desire to catch passes at all. Oh, come on! I'm now running a double Mabel concept on both sides of the field, leaving myself to cover the entire middle by myself on a key 3rd and 2.
Derp.
But the double Mabel's working if my defenders would just decide to catch the ball.
Oh, come on!
But our defense is definitely playing better while his offense is suddenly playing much worse. 3rd and 10, he tries to hurry me up instead of taking a moment to think about it, and instead of doing a double Mabel, I instead drop these defensive ends into vert hooks, as I don't really think that I have to worry too much about the flats on 3rd and long. And sure enough, he doesn't read this well, as he throws right into the middle of it.
Finally!
And someone on our team can finally catch, as it looks like he tries to let us score once again, possibly, I'm not really sure, before tackling us inside of the 10, and even though there's still 49 seconds left, we have to be aware of the fact that he still has 3 timeouts, so we want to kill as much clock as possible before scoring. So I switch out all of my audibles from passing plays to running plays, give myself the option for the inside zone and the halfback base, as we basically just run this play a few times to get close and kill as much clock as possible before punching it in.
Fuck you!
Him 30 seconds in a timeout to try to come back, and it looks like he's trying to get it all back on one play. He's trying to bomb it up to a 6'5" star receiver, Tedero McMillan.
Nope.
While having no success coming down with it in the crowd.
How about no?
His entire game plan at this point is for me to make a mistake and him to come away with the ball.
Gotcha, bitch!
We get our second big interception of the game, although obviously he was trying to just basically run Hail Mary at this point. But we get a good enough return to get inside of field goal range, and it looks like my opponent's going to rage quit before he decides to just come back out for the last 6 seconds. So I decide to run this play one more time just to try to assault it away with a big carry or maybe even punch it in, and sure enough, we almost do score before he tackles us desperately inside the 1 yard line. And when I get a look at the final game stats, I was 1 yard away from a 5 touchdown game where I only carried the ball 12 times for over 200 yards, and we almost averaged 20 yards per carry. So I'm gonna end the video there. If you guys want to see more from this offense, I just broke down a 1-play touchdown versus every single defense in the game from this formation, as well as 5 more run plays that are all unstoppable or just as unstoppable as this. So if you guys want to check that out, just click the links on screen. Until next time, thanks for watching, man. My shit out. Need more help or just want to show your support? Then head over to my Patreon and join my team, where you can get exclusive content like ebooks and bonus plays, as well as early access to my vids and more. Link in the description below.